Hi everyone, welcome back this week. Now, as much as we want to put COVID behind us and live a new normal life, the Omicron variant is just like a Hollywood movie that keep coming back and making sequels and new subvariants for us to deal with. Now, this week we will do a quick summary on the current knowledge we have about the BA.4 and BA.5 subvariant, and we will also look at a brand new subvariant, BA.2.75, that the WHO is watching very closely. And because all of the vaccines have some gap in immunity, we will also look at some of the published lifestyle and nutritional modifications that may be able to help us decrease COVID severity. So, let's get started. First, let's look at reported cases across the globe. According to WHO data, reported cases are rising in 110 countries, up by 30% over the last 2 weeks. Now, this number certainly may not reflect the actual number of cases. It all depends on accurate testing and reporting. Except for Portugal, which has peaked, COVID hospitalizations continue to rise in other major European countries. I know some of you would wonder if these hospitalizations are for COVID or with COVID. Now, the US does not have national data like that, but in the UK, it shows both with and for COVID are rising. But it is clear that since the first Omicron wave during the last winter, hospitalization with COVID has been consistently higher than for COVID. The rise of BA.4 and 5. BA.4 and 5 is driving cases in both Europe and America. Now, according to the CDC data, right now BA.4 and BA.5 combined contribute to about 70% of total reported cases. The BA.2.12.1 subvariant is being taken over, and BA.5 alone continues to grow substantially, and BA.4 appears to be slowing down. I wouldn't be surprised to see BA.5 completely taking over in the next few weeks. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the number of reported cases by no means represents the actual cases, because not every case is reported, and certainly not all reported cases are verified for the subvariant. So the debate is on if this BA.5 subvariant is the worst Omicron subvariant we have seen so far. So is BA.5 the worst or not? Now, the quick answer is that clinically BA.4/5 does not appear to be causing more hospitalizations and death, but since they are more infectious, more total case would lead to more hospitalization and deaths. And let's take a deeper look. Now, this is a genetic map or family tree of different notable SARS-CoV-2 variants and subvariants. We can see BA.4/5 originated from BA.2. The two most notable mutations on the spike protein are L452R and F486V. Now, these two changes appear to make the subvariants much better latch onto host cells and escape some immune response. Multiple lab studies showed that BA.4 and BA.5 could escape vaccine-induced antibodies better than BA.1 and BA.2. Clinically, we also see more and more breakthrough cases even after one booster dose. Even people with hybrid immunity from previous infection with BA.1 and vaccination still have difficulty fighting off all BA.4 and BA.5. Now, part of the reason for this was because BA.1 infection triggered antibody response to earlier variants instead of making new antibodies to target different Omicron subvariants. This is a concept related to immune imprinting. I previously made a video related to this topic, so you can also check that out after watching this video to learn more. A cell-based and hamster study showed that BA.4 and BA.5 can replicate more efficiently in human alveoli or lung epithelial cells and are more pathogenic in hamsters, suggesting BA.4 and 5 would be a greater threat. The epidemiology data so far is not suggesting the case, but since Again, they are more infectious, more total cases would lead to more hospitalizations and deaths eventually. The question is, so what's next? A brand new Omicron subvariant, BA.2.75, is catching attention in India. It is an offshoot from BA.2. It was first discovered at the end of May. It quickly took hold and now accounts for 18% of total reported cases in India. Now, testing data in India is not comprehensive, but it appears to be outcompeting BA.5 and BA.2 in India. BA.2.75 has been identified in other countries like Australia, New Zealand, UK, Germany, but remains low at this time. BA.2.75 has 8 more mutations on the spike protein compared to BA.2. 2 of those are more concerning, which is the G446S and R493Q. Now, G446S is at one of the most potent locations to escape antibodies. According to the Bloom lab, people who previously had BA.1 infection may have a lower chance of immune escape than those with a previous BA.2 infection, but most people could only guess what subvariants they had based on the infection time rather than testing. So what do all these mean to us? Now, based on the current findings, it doesn't look like either the natural, hybrid, or vaccine-induced immunity can completely shield us from getting infected. Now, although cases may only be mild to moderate, many natural methods could still strengthen our immune system and help us to decrease the severity or even speed up recovery. Even though COVID is a primarily respiratory infection at the beginning, the gut microbiome affecting the immune system may also play a role. Now, a study published in the British Journal of Nutrition identified 5 factors associated with decreasing COVID severity. Now, these 5 factors were relatively straightforward: having at least 8 hours of sleep, regular consumption of yogurt, 10 to 20 minutes of daily exercise, eating plenty of prebiotic-containing food, and limiting sugar intake. Other survey studies also suggested that eating low-fat dairy products and egg white proteins have a role in enhancing the immune system and are associated with a lower risk of COVID-19. Now, these nutritional and lifestyle practices are relatively easy to do with minimum side effects other than lactose intolerance for some individuals. At this point, no one can precisely predict how the virus will mutate. We have also seen some evidence of immune imprinting happening, and that makes it harder to predict the true effectiveness of Omicron-based vaccine booster. Now, even though I'm a pharmaceutical scientist, I don't think vaccine or drug is the only solutions we have. We need to address the root cause, strengthen our immune system, and not just fix the surface. And talking about drug, in my next video, I will talk about a somewhat controversial move the FDA just granted to the Pfizer COVID drug, Paxlovid. And if you don't want to miss the next video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Lastly, thank you again for watching, and please stay safe and stay healthy. Take care. Bye.